Alright, we're all loaded up. This is a new one for me. I used to do much smaller excavators, and I really, again, do not like how much to the front he loaded me. Look at all that space I got on the back there. So I'm gonna work on getting this chained up, and we're gonna scale this one out. I'm not gonna move anything yet, but I have a feeling we're gonna have to move that to the back. But that's what we got for now. I gotta throw some straps over top of the pallets in the middle there. And I haven't quite decided how I'm gonna do these excavators yet. Whew. Alright, we're all done. This is nuts. It feels like somebody keeps dumping a jug of water down my face. This is what we got. We got front and back pulled off of one chain. I got two bungees pulling up the slack. So we can zoom out a little bit more. Got to strap over the buckets. Got to strap over the booms. Strap over the pallet. Not very excited about the booms. This one's not too bad. The other one, it's strap over this pallet. I would have liked to do two straps on that, but I have to try to get that pallet moved, and I think we're just going to do just fine like that. And then, of course, one chain with two binders and bungees pulling up the slack. This whole section here for the chain does nothing. This is the only part of the chain that's being used. Around the spool here and back to the binder. Then the chain comes up, it goes behind this part of the chain, so I don't have it hanging out this side, and the same thing over here. And I really need to cut some of these chains. I figure right about here would be perfect. I can still throw one bungee on that, but I need 4 or 5 foot of chain. And then I got this one I'm not too crazy about either. The blade's not straight, so the strap is on there a little crooked, but as long as it stays on there, it'll be good. Alright, so I just got off the phone with the customer. Told him we should be there around noon. Probably gonna be closer to 1. It could be closer to noon. I mean, 10-hour break is noon right now, so I'm shooting for 1 o'clock. He said if I'm going to be any later, if I'm looking to be any later than 4, to give him a shout. And that's if I run into traffic or something. I don't see that happening. Thing to be drinking right now. So anyway, they count it as 10 pieces for the load. I've been thinking about, because these guys, I don't know why they don't take like 2 seconds to realize where that center line is, or ask where the center line is. Maybe I just looked at the trailer too many times and I know exactly where that center line is, but I'm thinking about, there's one strip right down the middle, and then it's got a line right in the middle of that strip. That's the center. So I'm thinking about painting the double strip there. It's actually just like one piece with a little line in it. I'm thinking about painting the whole thing like yellow or something, and then maybe putting like a black line inside that line, some black paint inside that little line, so it kind of, when they're overhead there,
especially when you go to some of the steel mills where they're doing the overhead crane and whatnot. They can see that center line clear as day and be able to line it up a lot better. So it's a thought I had the other day. I don't know whether I'll actually do it or not, but it's an idea. So anyway, we have 689 miles to go to get there. Ah, you son of a gun. I had it in the I had it in optimized idle, so I'd keep that AC turning good. So I'm gonna run over here to the scale real quick. That's the only thing that I really need to do, or really want to do, because of the way he loaded this thing. I don't know why a lot of these guys, they're loading everything to the front like we got tandems. It just don't make any sense. So right now, if my weight's good, I'm gone. I'm not messing with it. I'd still like to push that one back a little bit more, but it is what it is. So I guess we'll see you at the delivery, unless I got something else before that.
All right, so I just had to make a quick change. This I still got to tighten it up. Matter of fact, I got to jump back up there and put it back down. The blade was crooked, so I had to straighten that out. Right after I left, I scaled out. I'll show you the tickets before I leave here. I was 34,400 pounds on the drives. I moved this back quite a bit. If you can look back in the beginning video, it was up quite a bit there. Matter of fact, the end of the boom here was more like in front of the bucket, but I had a lot more space on the back for mud flap. So I got up there, I unchained everything and moved it back.
All right, so real quick before I take off, when I scaled out after I left, which there's a TA right there around the corner, it was I was over on my drives. I had 11,340 on my steer, 34,300 on my drives, 26,500 on the trailer, and then 72,140 all together. After I moved that back, I have to go back in the video and count it. I think it was about 10 feet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was about 10 feet. I went from 11,340 to 11,320, 34,300 to 32,180, 26,500 to 28,620. And then 72,120 from 72,140. So I lost 20 pounds on my gross, which, as much as I sweated, I probably sweated off that 20 pounds. Just kidding. That could just be a movement of the scale. That 20 pounds don't really mean squat. That 20 pounds could have got lost off of the steer axle and then got lost in the weight in the other axles. It just doesn't recognize it. Sitting funny on the scale, either way. Wasn't sitting long enough for it to be fuel. So I just topped off my fuel, and I need to check on one of my tires. I think one of the tires were low. And and we're out of here. This was only about 40 miles from where we picked up. 206, 604, 39. So it was 65 miles from where we picked up.
Well, we made it. We got one machine off so far. I'm gonna grab these 3 pallets now, and then I'm gonna pull the last one off. Alright, so we're all done. Like I said, he had already taken that first one off. The biggest pain in my butt. And then he grabbed the forklift. He took off the 3 pallets. And just before we took off the last pallet, I got in the first excavator and I turned it sideways so that he can get into the pallet, because the guy had like pushed right in. And then as soon as he was backing off, I started pulling off. That was it. So I have nothing planned right now, and being that we're all the way at the top of Wisconsin, I'm just gonna start heading south. I don't want to drive too long. It's 4 o'clock Central Time right now. So I'm gonna probably knock, I don't know, I might knock the whole 300 miles out. 5 hours. That'd put me down there about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern. That wouldn't be too terrible. But we'll see where we make it. I almost guarantee I'm not going to get anything out of up here, so I might as well just start heading south. Pick up something tomorrow for Wednesday, hopefully heading back towards the house. And then next week we're supposed to be doing a vacation
Six Flags there in New York, outside of Buffalo. I don't know how much of it I'm going to make it to, but biggest thing, I want to be there for Wednesday because we're going to take a trip over to Niagara Falls as well. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe.